9:46 with Essence Weekend on the horizon and Pride Month underway. AKREWE NOLA and the New Orleans Business Alliance wants to give young professionals a safe space to connect. And this week it's hosting its June Mixer. AKREWE NOLA founder Kristen Dufauchard and Chandra Tettleton with the New Orleans Business Alliance joins us now with a preview of Thursday's big Mixer. We were just talking, it's going to be a hot one, but it should be fun.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us. So we are launching the Business Exchange this week to kick off Essence and to close out Pride Month. So we're providing a brave space for BIPOC and LGBTQ professionals in the greater New Orleans area and beyond to come and network, exchange intellectual capital, and develop peer mentorship relationships for creatives, entrepreneurs, and professionals.
Really cool. I want to get into more of that, but for folks out there who don't know, who is AKREWE NOLA? What is AKREWE?
Absolutely. So AKREWE is, we create brave spaces for folks to come together, to build community. So we're learning things, we're exchanging information, we're just providing space for people to take up space wherever they are on their professional journeys and really trying to convene the talent pipeline here in New Orleans.
Yeah, and I feel like what a great time when you have, an influx of people coming in for Pride and for Essence, a great way to come together. You can mingle with like-minded individuals and really help grow your brand or learn something new.
Yes, Essence is the quintessential party with a purpose, and Pride Month has also ushered in not just the fun aspects, but also the networking, development, and finding your safe spaces. And so we thought it would be amazing to capitalize on those shining stars within the professional development space here, and also those coming here for all of the events that we have leading up to the 4th of July festivities. And so we're able to network, to highlight Black chefs in doing so and give people a taste of New Orleans.
I love that. And why do you think it's important to have these safe spaces for this purpose?
So we just want to make sure that people feel like they can be themselves. They feel comfortable to ask questions, to learn, to be in a space where they can share their dreams and help other people achieve their dreams as well.
Plus you're networking so you can make new friends.
Absolutely. You are.
That's so fun. Okay, tell us the details about the Mixer that's happening this week.
Sure. So we are meeting at the top of the Troubadour Hotel on Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. So folks are welcome to join us, to come out, have a great time, cool off from some of the warm weather that we spoke about earlier, and just really enjoy. So they can mingle with some of our sponsors. We're providing affordable headshot options for professional and personal branding. And so that's thanks to our sponsors. We have joining us the Photo Booth Co. is providing those headshots. We also want to thank Nola BA, of course, the Flyer Kit, and I Design Von Gel for bringing this atmosphere together in a beautiful space.
What else do people need to know about this week's event?
This week's event, I feel like people need to come with an open mind, an open heart, and understand that people are there to network, to help, and to grow with you and lead you along the way. We're cultivating a lot of our local businesses here who are shining stars that may only happen to be broadcast to the world during these national events, but we really want people to know that they can continue to grow their network, their space, and understand that professional development may be within your own little community that you haven't seen yet.
Because you never know who you're going to meet and who they know and how that just helps expand your business, your brand, whatever that might be.
Absolutely.
All right, thank y'all so much for being here. This sounds like it's going to be a great event for the folks here in New Orleans and the folks who are coming to New Orleans for all the festivities.
Yes, we're excited to have everyone.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, thank you.